Today I wanted to do something a little bit different here. As you can see, I decided to just go and beat all the Divine Beasts without you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Anybody who wants to watch my Let's Play, don't worry, that's still happening. I wanted to go ahead and show a couple little tips and tricks, as well as I asked you guys if you guys wanted me to do a video where I showcase pretty much every amiibo. You can't really see it, but off camera I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different amiibos that work all with this game, and we're gonna try them out, as well as showing you guys a trick to make it so that you can pretty much use your amiibos as many times as you want during the day. During one day, you could use them as many times as you want. I know this is like a hack or a glitch that's been kind of made pretty public recently, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys it with different, you know, amiibos that I had, and just do my own little spin on it. So with that being said, I guess without further ado, if you guys want any more Zelda tips and tricks, let me know. If you guys want to know how I got this Dark Link armor, let me know. I have a couple things in here, I don't know, stuff to show. So the first amiibo that I have right here is the Breath of the Wild Zelda. In order to use an amiibo, you have to activate your rune. So there's a rune that you can activate all the way on the right here, and you have to go into your system settings to actually activate it. I'll show you that real quick. Head over to system settings, you go to options, and then you just click on use amiibo. Once you put that rune on, you can do pretty much anything with these amiibos. You just kind of take it, and then, sorry, it's gonna be hard to show not without like flipping out the camera, but you just take it and you just plop it on. So I'll just do that right here, and now we have the items that you get. Now if you notice, you can't actually do them the same time in one day, so as you can see, it's just not gonna work. So see, you can't use it again in the same day. Let's go ahead and pick up what we got here. Let's see what it is. A royal shield. So that's a pretty good item. However, I don't necessarily need it right now, so let's go ahead and move on to the other one. So now we have the Ocarina of Time link right here. We'll go ahead and place them on, and it gives you a bunch of meat. So if you're ever like running low on food, you can always use this little trick. And remember, by the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how to actually use them multiple times in one day. So I mean, if you ever need a bunch of food, then you can do that. Okay, so the next one we have right here is the Legend of Zelda. It looks like Link on a horsey. Let's go ahead and try this one out, see what it gives us. And it looks like it gives us a bunch of mushrooms. See, we can really channel our inner Mario here. Oh, and 5 fire heroes. Try saying that 10 times fast. Oh, and one thing I kind of wanted to show you guys, I have this Dark Link armor, and it was kind of like my favorite thing that I got so far, just because I love Dark Link. But if you notice, you actually get to run a lot faster in the nighttime. So that's pretty cool. If you have a lot of stamina, I recommend getting the Dark Link set, which comes in handy quite a bit for those like stamina pures is what you would call them. They just focus strictly on stamina, and like they're just good enough to not get hit. I'm not that good. So the next one we have right here is the Zelda from the Wind Waker amiibo. Just plop that on right there. Boom. So it looks like you get I like the way I just love the way the chest comes down and just knocks whatever was below it out of there. Looks like you got another royal shield. I feel like it's just royal weapons and royal defense stuff, which is what you'll get from them, and then like herbs. Yeah, that's that. All right, let's take a quick look at the next one. So I have the Toon Link from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I know that when you do the Toon, oh my God, that poor fucking fish. When you do this one in particular, you have a chance of getting these types of items. Let me go ahead and roll over to my armor area. So like, for example, the Tunic of the Wind. I have the Tunic of the Wind, and I have the Cap of the Wind. Now I just need the Leggings of the Wind, but once again, you can only use these once a day, so it normally will take you like a long time to get all of them. But you know, with the glitch, you can do whatever. So the next one we have right here is 8-bit Link. I would recommend getting this amiibo in particular if you want to do this glitch, because this one gives you what I'd like to say is pretty much the best stuff. Now this is why it'll give you a bunch of rupees, and so like you could just keep getting more and more rupees over and over and over again, and it's usually a different amount each time. Let's see, got some shock arrows there. All right. And then also, this amiibo, not only does it give you like rupees and, you know, arrows and all that fun crap, you also have a chance of getting things like the Cap of the Hero or the Tunic of the Hero or all that fun stuff, because it's giving you the items that the very first Link ever wore. Yeah, that one's really cool. Recommend getting that one. All right, so the next one we have right here is this Bobbly Blobbin. From what I remember is this one gives you a bunch of meat, ranging from prime meat to regular meat to sometimes, if you're lucky, some gourmet meat. And then I think like a weapon. Yeah, one of their weapons, which personally is not even worth my time. I wouldn't go out of my way to get this amiibo. I mean, only if you really need food. All right, so the next Link we have right here is the Breath of the Wild Link himself with his little bow. Let's go ahead and take a peek of what we're dealing with here. So it looks like it gives us some more fish. They're looking at me. In order to stay clear of them, I'm gonna go ahead and wear this bokoblin mask. Now they won't be able to tell it's me because they're stupid. All right, so we got a fire arrow. I don't necessarily know if this one gives you other things, like, because I've never really received any, like, are they fucking shooting at me anyway? Guys, I'm one of you. I'm one of you, guys. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, like as I was saying, I don't necessarily think this gives you much stuff other than like strong weapons, I think. What I'm trying to say is I have not gotten any armor out of this one. Now, so the next one that I'm gonna show you is actually kind of surprising to me because I didn't know this works, but I have Ike from Fire Emblem, and it works. It gives you random shit. So I recommend if you guys have other amiibos that are just lying around, like here's a Monkey Kong, to just experiment with them as well. You know, it looks like sometimes they just give you random stuff, but they never really give you like a chest or anything filled with things. But you know, if you just need some like quick gear and you have one lying around, you can use that. So the next one we have right here is Zelda. Let's go ahead and plop her on here. See what we got here. Ooh, look like we got a little chest here. Ooh, that's a strong bow. Nice. That was a royal bow with 53 and 15 plus attack. Thank you, Zelda. And the next one we have right here is Sheik. Now, I know with Sheik, you have an opportunity to get Sheik's hood, and that looks really cool when you pair it with the stealth armor. If you pair it with the stealth armor, it just tends to look really dope because you just kind of look like Sheik. That's pretty dope. That looks weird as fuck. All right, let's plop her on here, see what Sheik's up to. All right, let's go ahead and... my guy's head just looks abnormally large now. It's fucking weird. Alright, so I got an ice arrow. I've been trying for a while to get the Sheik hood, and every single time I do one of these runs, is what I like to call them, I never get it. So the next one we have right here is Ganondorf. So let's go ahead and plop him on there. Ganondorf is not to be confused with Ganon. It looks like this one also gives you rupees as well, so I would recommend picking this one up too. He's also just really fun to play in Smash, so... Oop, and a ruby. Nice. And let's see what we got here. So this looks like the Twilight Princess Zelda, or Link, sorry. And this one will give you Epona. I actually had no idea it'll give you Epona. I found out something here today. All I know is that I kept doing this one to try and get like can you do it again? Because I'm pretty sure with this one I was able to... Oh. Okay, well, maybe I'm thinking of a different one. This might not be the right one. They all look so similar to me. I don't know. I know that there was one where you can get like the Cap of Twilight, and because I have the Cap of Twilight. Yeah, it gives you kind of like emo-looking Link hair compared to this one and compared to this one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had no idea. So I'm gonna go tame this in a bit here. I'll go bring it to a little horse stable and tame it. But the next one we have right here is Midna with Wolf Link. Now this one's really cool because if you put in any hours into Twilight Princess, then you can actually depending on the trials. So there's that one trial thing where you just keep going lower and lower and lower, and the amount of hearts that you get at the end is what the hearts will be on this little guy right here. This guy will now follow you around and go into combat with you. So he's pretty convenient because he's pretty fast actually. I'll go show you guys a little bit right here. Have him go attack one of these guys. That was terrible. That was a terrible shot. Alright, go Wolf Link. Attack, kill. So as you can see, he actually does some pretty decent damage. I would never like sit here and be like, yeah, take him on or use him for like the whole fight because you'll probably die. Yeah, mama. I did it. I won. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I killed the Wolf Link, but fuck it, right? All right, so the next one we have right here is this one I recommend getting. This is the Guardian Amiibo. Now, I would say you would get this strictly for this game because he's got the ability to kind of drop like a bunch of like Guardian items, like cores and stuff. If you know anything about this game, it actually is super convenient to have all of this stuff because I personally got this armor called the Guardian Armor by heading to the northeast section of the map and talking to the ancient lab dude. You can find tutorials all over YouTube of that. Let me know if you guys want me to make one. I don't think you'll necessarily need it. It's super easy to power up this armor in particular after getting all the great fairies, which I can make a video showing all the great fairy locations as well. The only thing is you're gonna need quite a bit of rupees because they require rupees as like a sacrifice to open them up. I would recommend getting this one because if it drops as many things as I was told, which is like guardian weapons and armor and stuff, then it's worth going out of your way to get. Boop. Bonk. Ah, look at that. Opals, ancient gears, all that fun stuff. Now, I mean, you could always just go hunt guardians, but I mean, if you're lazy like me sometimes, you could do that. Anyway, so I've shown you pretty much all of these amiibos. Now I want to show you how to use them again in the same day. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and head over to your system settings and save, just so that like all the stuff that you got, you make sure that you don't lose it. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over here and close the software. So you close the software, and then you head over to your system settings. Now, one of the things that you want to make sure of when you head over to the date and time, because this is where you're going to want to do everything, you turn off the synchronized clock via internet, because if you do that, then it's automatically going to sync up to whatever time zone you're in. So turn that off, and then just go ahead and switch the month. You could do it with like switching the minutes and stuff, but that takes longer because you gotta crack it a little bit better. Then you should be able to just load back in. So like I said, you should just be able to load back in. As you can see, there's the save file. Just click start on the save file. Let's take a look. Epona's still here, so that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and switch back over to the Amiibo rune, and let's go ahead and use this link again. Wait, no, that's the one with Epona. Did you make more than one Epona? Let's find out. Ah, no, you can't, but it'll give you a bunch of shit anyway. Ah, Epona's hungry. So, got some bomb arrows, but as you can see, you could just go ahead and start using them all over again. Boom. And ta-da! Now you have unlimited rupees, you have unlimited items, you have unlimited pretty much anything that you need, because so much of this stuff just gives it to you. So much of these amiibos just give it to you. Boom! Trousers of the hero. But anyway, guys, I hope this video was at least somewhat helpful in your little escapades in the amazing world of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you later, recruits.